Hi, guys. Hope you're doing well this evening. It's Fred and Sheila with Hatfield, McCoy Museum Adventures and Fred and Sheila Investigates.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Have another interesting video for you. In the background there is Old Hickory.
Old Hickory Bar and Grill.
Old Hickory Bar and Grill with a parking lot, with a vehicle in the parking lot. That, guys, is Junior and Shirley Smith's Bar and Grill.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you may recognize that name, Shirley Smith. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. Sheila's going to bring it up on the screen there for you, and you can follow along. But I do want to go over some of this report here, and you may better understand this video when we show you this next clip. Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, investigative report,
Okay.
case 5-644. That's the Pauline Pusser case, Buford. And there's the Michael Parsons, the case agent. Cold case, it says.
Hmm.
I'd say freezing code, 58 years. That's a freezing code case. I got some warm cases, Sebastian Rogers, and
Summer Wells.
yeah,
Yeah.
would have been better attentive to, but we'll go on. Description, investigative lead. Oh, they've had an investigative lead. Actually, the investigative lead is Mike Elam.
Mm.
That would be the investigative lead. That's who hooked them up with Tammy and Teresa. But let's just go on with Tammy and Teresa. Let's see what's going on here. Buford Pusser, Pauline Pusser. Once again, they got Buford as the suspect and Pauline as the victim. Nothing to substantiate that in no way, fashion, form. No way to call Buford a suspect. If there ever was, they've lost all the evidence. They've lost. I would be embarrassed. Once again, I want to throw this out there. I would be embarrassed to be the TBI and to open a case knowing that the file, that all the evidence, any kind of physical evidence ever that was ever collected has been misplaced, has been stolen, is gone, has been collected as a souvenir by somebody.
Wow.
You don't want to hear me go on. So if you've been watching our channel, you've heard me say it before, but it's actually unbelievable. It's just about as unbelievable as the video I just put out on Mr. Davison, where he calls a healed, well-healed nasal
He
fracture
said a healing.
a healing, a
Mm-hmm.
healing. Totally. The reason for the meeting was due to information that Tammy Johnson's mother, Barbara Gail Dewey Bivens, and Teresa Smith's aunt, Shirley Smith. Remember Shirley
Mm-hmm.
Smith now. Shirley Smith and her husband, Barry Smith, better known as Junior Smith, own this
Old Hickory Bar and Grill.
this
Yeah.
place back here.
Mm-hmm.
From the looks of it, it should have probably been condemned years ago, but before it ever opened. But Teresa Smith is the a niece of Shirley Smith. You're going to hear from Shirley in a few minutes. Stay with us. And the on this report, it says that Shirley Smith overheard an argument between suspect Buford Pusser and victim Pauline Pusser. Now, some people says, "Oh, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's 4:30 in the morning." It was, and I've always been saying, "What are they doing out there in that parking lot at 4 o'clock in the morning?" Actually, the call wasn't received till around 5 o'clock in the morning when Buford went on that call and Pauline. Wait a minute, we got an agent's note about halfway down on that page. Agent's note.
Okay.
Barbara Gail Dewey Bivens and Shirley Smith are deceased. Case closed. Close that file up. You've got nothing. The witnesses, so-called witnesses, are dead. DOA. No more. But wait a minute. the TBI, this investigative agency, is going to allow Tammy Johnson and Teresa Smith to stand in
For hearsay.
for Shirley Smith and Barbara
Bobbin.
Dewey, Bobbin, all these names. They're going to allow some sit-in witnesses, some hearsay, some speculation. Hang in there. We're going to show you something here in a few minutes.
Okay.
The significant information from this meeting is that both Tammy Johnson and Teresa Smith stated that Barbara Gail Dewey Bobbin and Shirley Smith overheard an argument between Buford and Pauline in the parking lot of the old Hickory Grill in Guys, Tennessee, in the early morning hours on the same date that Pauline Mullins Pusser was killed. Now, Dennis Hathcock has followed Buford around the whole night till he went home.
Mhm.
And after Buford went home, got an hour or so sleep, he got a call of a disturbance down here on the state line somewhere. They're leaving for vacation that day. They're going to Virginia, visit the in-laws, and then on to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Pauline goes along with them. Tammy Johnson and Teresa Smith echoed the same remarks. Now, they didn't echo the same remarks. They said the remarks. There was no echo there, guys. Remember, Barbara and Shirley Smith are dead. So they didn't echo nothing. The TBI agents didn't hear Barbara and Shirley say something, and then Teresa and Tammy said, "Oh yeah, that's right, that happened." They didn't echo nothing. See how little words echoed. That means you're copying. It's an echo. Barbara and Shirley hasn't said nothing to these investigators. They're dead.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't echo nothing. They're hearing it for the first time, other than Mike Elam telling them what these girls was going to say.
Maybe that's where they're saying echoed.
This is the first time they've heard this. Could be. According to Tammy Johnson, Barbara and Shirley were sitting in a vehicle smoking. Why would they be sitting in a vehicle smoking? Shirley lives right there. That's her house. She lived in the back of it. They lived in the back of the bar and grill. Why would they be out sitting in a car smoking? They might have been in a car. I don't know that they was smoking. Guys, Buford was home. He got called out at 5 o'clock to go on that complaint, and she went with him.
Mm-hmm.
What? They went on a complaint, or they was having an argument, and they said, "Hey, let's finish this argument over in the parking lot at Old Hickory. Let's go to Old Hickory and finish this argument in the parking lot." Okay, by George, let's go. Y'all know how silly this sounds.
I'm sure they do.
If the TBI only knew how silly they look. Mike Elam hooked them, hook, line, and sinker, and they followed. Instead of following the real suspects and really doing an investigation and maybe even finding out some information on this and maybe even charging somebody.
Oops, sorry.
Sorry, guys, I forgot to turn my phone off, and that's what happens. That's constant.
Yep.
Somebody probably got information on one of these people that has went after Buford Pusser, because that's half of the calls I get or text messages is somebody wanting to tell us something on some of these people. I don't care how high up they are or how low down. Somebody went to school with them, went to this with them, went to that with them, knows them from somebody or somebody's mother or sister or cousin,
Knows them personally. Yeah.
and they want to tell us something, and we're not interested unless you've got evidence with something.
Right.
And if it's something criminally, please call the Highway Patrol or the FBI or somebody like that. Don't tell us. We're not law enforcement.
No.
If it's something you think somebody's done criminally, contact the authorities. We're not the man. We're not the real deals like Mike Elam. Tammy Johnson and Teresa Smith both provided that Barbara and Shirley heard Pauline and Buford arguing. You know, they said in the one form that they were arguing because Shirley or Barbara once said they was, well, they didn't say nothing, but
Mm-mm.
Tammy or Teresa here said that they was arguing because Buford was fooling with a black woman,
Mm-hmm.
having an affair with a black woman. It wasn't the fact that he was having an affair. It was the affair that he was having it with a black woman. I guess it was okay if he was having an affair. Pauline just didn't want him having an affair with a black woman. Is what it sounded like in the other report. We don't have the second page here. We don't need it. We've shown you enough. Now I want to show you a clip, and then I want to comment, and this video will be done. What is that in the parking lot out there next to that car? Whoa, what is that running across the lot?
Uh-oh.
Huh. Just a short, guys. Take just a couple of minutes. You'll get my drift here in a second.
Which you ask some of the people in McNairy County about it. I'll guarantee it's some folks that knows. And for instance, in just a little bit, we'll be getting comments from the old Hickory Grill owner and operator, two of them, as a matter of fact, Junior Smith and his wife, Shirley.
Wow.
You know, I'm sure that many of the people that ran nightclubs in McNairy County had many different opinions of Buford. We visit the old Hickory Grill out there. It's located just right up from the Mississippi line, just off of Highway 45. Barry Smith, better known as Junior, and his wife Shirley ran this club. During our conversation, we got some interesting comments pertaining to Buford.
And he run his hand in his pocket under arrest. Calling was real tough. And Buford busted both of them's head and caught him by the back of the belt and carried both of them out at one time. They told him that they wouldn't go to jail with him. And so over at the door, he let one down, by the belt, and he opened the door, holding one up, with one hand, and then caught the other in the hair of the head, drug him over to the car, and so he carried himself. I've heard by a number of young people in car rent, which is not short distance away, that he had carried a number of them home rather than carry them to jail. He caught them, drinking pretty heavy on the highway, and rather than carry them to jail, he carried them into Corinth.
Now, guys, there in that picture is Eddie Bonds, the guy that made the video on Buford Pusser.
Mm-hmm. He's standing.
Where Buford Pusser actually tells some of what happened at the ambush with his own voice. That's Buford's statement, not this 3-page thing running around out there on just white paper with no letterhead, no signatures or date. But that's Eddie Bonds, and sitting on the porch there is Junior Smith, and he's got his arm around a woman, a lady, and that lady is Shirley Smith.
Right.
That lady is who her niece is talking about in this report to the TBI, that she's telling this story about, that she was in a parking lot and she's seen Buford, and she just knew that something bad was going to happen to Pauline and all the things that was said. But let's go ahead and finish this.
I remember a time or two that he got awful stirred up because we was a minute two after 12, and our clocks had different times, and he told us, said it's 12 o'clock by my watch, and says get him out of here.
Wow.
And he stopped. It wasn't too many times because we had him out at 12. And he was very serious about closing at 12. Yes, every occasion that I ever seen him act, he was very much fair. I think he treated us all alike. He was fair with me. He hated a smart aleck guy gets drinking and want to get real bad. He didn't like that group at all. Yeah.
He was the boss of this county. It went
He was
his
the boss of
way.
this county. Shirley says Buford was the boss of that county. He wanted everything his way.
Mhm.
Listen to her. This is her in her own voice. Let's see what she tells Eddie Bonds about the morning that her and Barbara was out in the parking lot at 4 o'clock in the morning. And let's listen to her tell how Buford was going to hurt Pauline, or they was arguing. Let's listen.
If it didn't go that way, it was tough. I mean, he just wanted it. When he said something other, he wanted it that way. And he run the county, too. I can say that, too. He was full boss of it.
Down at Frontier Lounge, he carried the book, and the red carpet lounge, he carried the book in to show.
She just said he was the boss of the county.
It's good. You can stop it.
Mhm.
We're going to stop it right there. Put it back on us. He was the boss of this county. He wanted things done his way. Junior says he was fair.
Mhm.
Buford was fair with everybody. He wanted you to close at midnight, and you better be closed, or he'd be looking at you. He done that for everybody. He done that for the Shamrock. He done that for the White Iris, the plantation.
So why would they say that they were there arguing if he was out on a complaint?
Well, the question is, guys, you just saw Shirley Smith.
Mhm.
You just saw Shirley Smith in an interview with a man, and she's bragging on Buford Pusser. He wanted things done his way. When he done something, he wanted it done then. When he wanted them closed at midnight, they closed at midnight. Did you hear her say anything at all in her own voice? Buford Pusser, we was out here, me and this other woman, we were out here in the parking lot at 4 o'clock in August the 12th of 67. We were out here, and we heard Pauline and Buford arguing something fierce. Oh, yeah, they was arguing. They was all over each other. And Pauline was telling them she didn't want him fooling around with no black woman. And they were going at it. Yeah, I didn't call the police or nothing. I I was afraid he was going to kill her, but I didn't notify nobody. We never called nobody on it. Guys, it didn't happen.
Doesn't make sense.
It didn't happen. And you're exactly right. Don't make sense, and it don't make sense to come out on a complaint and come over in the parking lot and
That's what I'm
argue
saying.
when they're waiting to go on vacation. It don't make. Go ahead.
Sorry. Pauline said, woke up Diane and said, I'm going with Buford because once he gets started talking, it's hard to get him to stop. She said he'll take all day. So she wanted to go with him so that she knew he wouldn't stay long and they could get on their trip, on their vacation.
So they could get on the road early that morning. The
Mhm.
reason for playing this video, we'll cut this one short, is to let you hear Shirley Smith. You don't have to hear the other lady here, Tammy Smith, or whatever her name was. You don't have to hear her and what her and Mike Elam and the other ladies conspired to say between each other. It doesn't matter what they say. It's hearsay. It's a rumor. It's speculation. It means no more than me telling you I've got a whole head full of hair. It means no more than that. You can believe it if you want. Don't make it true.
Right.
Shirley Smith sat right there and talked to a man, and she never mentioned August the 12th of 1967 when she heard Buford and Paulina arguing or fussing.
Mm-hmm. She said the town was pretty quiet.
I forgot. She did say something else after that, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
We cut the video short,
Mm-hmm.
but she does say that. She says the town is quiet with Buford around, yeah, the way it used to be and the way it is.
She was talking about people doing a lot of bootlegging and whiskey and stuff, and that Buford had got a lot of them. So,
yeah,
nothing other than that against him about hurting Pauline or him and her arguing, Buford and Pauline arguing. Nothing.
Nothing. Crickets. Guys, this was made up. This was third party, and the TBI ate it up. This is in Mike Elam's book. If you'll go look at his book, if you'll go look at his podcast, he talks about these two women. He talks about the story, and he talks about the niece and the daughter, where they can say this or they can say that. They can say anything they want to because those two women are dead. There's that one of the women on video that had her chance, many chances. Nobody during their lifetime, nobody got her. Her daughter, her niece, didn't get Shirley on tape with Shirley in her own voice saying, "Oh, Lord, yeah, we was out there smoking up a storm." All of a sudden, here they pulled up arguing. We can't say it enough, guys. Just another couple of people that the TBI wanted to interview so they could point them towards that narrative that they've been talked to. And here's what we've learned from them. I can't imagine them taking that to a judge or in a court and with the defense attorneys there and trying to get this into court as evidence.
On hearsay.
See, Buford's dead. They can say anything they want. They know this case is never going to trial. They don't have to worry about getting evidence into a courtroom. Shucks, they don't even have evidence. They've lost what little bit of evidence they had. They've lost it. You think they're worried about going to trial or going to court? They might be before this is over with. They might be before it's over with. And when you start putting people under oath, it's different. Whole lot different from standing up there at that press conference and saying anything you want to say and then getting under oath and saying it under penalty of perjury, especially when there's other tapes and there's other people and there's other evidence that's going to point in the opposite direction. A little bit of difference.
Sad. Very, very sad.
I've got it, baby. Yeah, I bet that was a rough little honky tonk right there back in the day. I'll bet that was a rough little place.
Hmm.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
All
You're
right.
up.
Yeah. We hope you are doing well, guys. Thanks for joining us. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye. God bless.